Hi guys, do you know that your basement could be used as a fallout shelter to save your life? In this video, I will walk you through how I transform my basement into a fallout shelter. If you are running out of water and electricity, it could be a problem. You might not be able to cook. So I will give you some food ideas that you too can prepare in advance on food that you never even thought about. I'm going to give you a few ideas what sort of things that will be hard to get in the nearest future and why you should get it now. My name is Esti. I'm a Singaporean living in North Sweden. Currently, I try to produce at least 2 videos per week. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. I noticed those shelters in Sweden are very outdated. Most of them are built in early 50s, 60s. And they don't have toilet, they don't have running water. So it could be a problem if you are stuck there for more than 3 days. Just imagine, what would happen if you don't have enough supply. In Sweden, before, they asked us to prepare like 3 days of food and water. But recently, they upgraded it. They told us to prepare at least 7 days of food, water and medicine, something to keep you warm. And from what I understand, those toilets that they're going to be placing is those disposable bucket. So they just let you squat there, and maybe there is a curtain that cover. So imagine if a space is so confined and everybody is like packed like sardine, and then the smell of whatever, it's not going to be very pleasant. On top of that, there's no privacy at all because you will be given not more than 1 meter square of space. And imagine you have to sleep there and you have to eat there and you don't have a proper toilet. And because this place is like in the basement, there's no window, it's going to be really dark and the air ventilation would not be that good. So if you have a COVID case, this might lead to a more serious health issue. If you have a home shelter, you can stay there with all the things that is to your convenience. We don't have a toilet in our basement, but I'm going to show you how I solve this problem. LG has a lot of stuff in the basement, things that we do not use. So for the past few days, we've been really busy trying to get rid of all the things that we don't use anymore. And we plan to donate this to the Ukraine refugees that has recently arrived in Skellefteå. So without further ado, let me show you how we transform our basement. This is one of our entrance in the basement. Last Saturday, we get rid 60% of our items at the basement. All these are ready to be donated. As you can see, the structure and wall are very thick. And this corridor is located right in the center of the basement. Perfect for taking covers. This is our laundry room. Later, we will add on a kitchen and a dining area. This is how it looks like before, and this is how it looks like now. Here is where I could cook, and here is where I could sit and dine. This room is located beside the laundry room, and we plan to use it as our bathroom. A compost toilet can easily be built. This is the coldest room in our basement where we kept our supplies. Personal hygiene is something that we sometimes take for granted. Make sure you have at least 1 year of supplies. I like to pack my food in boxes, just in case we need to move out urgently. If the power is out, it is good to have a lot of warm clothes. This will help to keep you warm. This is a warmer storeroom, so we plan to keep our bathing items here. We should be able to keep 1 or 2 single bed here too. And here are a few ready food ideas. LG, he loves tacos, anything with minced meat. For me, I prefer chicken. Today I make some pulled chicken. This is 2 kilo of chicken breast. And today we are using some of it for lunch. It goes very well with tortilla too. Honestly, I prefer to eat this kind of food than canned food. And the lifespan of tortilla bread is unbelievable. And look at LG, he really enjoys this. And for the rest of the meat, I pack them into plastic bag, flatten it so that I could freeze them in the freezer. By doing that, I save plenty of space. So all I need to do is just to heat it up. And it can be eaten cold too. To add flavors into these tortillas, I add the Korean kimchi that I made earlier. And yesterday, I spent half a day making 6 kilograms of kimchi. If you like greens, you can also make pak choi kimchi, and this is how I do it. Remember the marmalade that I made a few days ago? We have them for breakfast with waffles. By the way, you can also mix your waffle mix in advance. It will be so convenient when you need them. I often make my own spice blend. Now I don't have to carry all the spice bottles with me. Being a forager, ice fishing is something that I do during this time. Fish is not cheap to buy these days, especially when it's this fresh. Even though I was really busy, I still try to find time to go out to the nature to forage some fish so that we could have them in the next few weeks. In Sweden, we shouldn't expect our government to take care of ourselves. In fact, they already told us that you have to be on your own when a war outbreaks. My friend, it is not too late for us to build this fallout survivor shelter. It was just one weekend. So during the first day, we just get rid of whatever stuff that we can find. That took us one whole day because LG really have a lot of stuff. So the second day for me is just to plan. We don't have time to make the place looks really nice or cozy. Most importantly, it has to be practical and it has to serve a purpose. 4 things you need to consider. First, water. You need to have water. Without water, your chances of survival is very little. Food. You must eat to keep yourself up so that you have energy in case you need to run. And thirdly, clothes that keep you warm, because when there is no electricity, all the heater will be shut off. So you have to make sure you have enough clothes for yourself and your family. And fourthly, if you're on medication, remember to have your medication in hand. Like for my case, I have asthma, so I have to make sure that I have medicine by my side. Vitamins is really important, that keeps you alive and awake and healthy. So during this depression time, you really need to keep yourself not only physically fit and also healthy so that you will not fall sick easily. The things that I noticed that are gone quickly are flour, sugar, yeast, because flour, you know, Ukraine, they are a very big exporter, producer. So things like for baking, yeast, butter, dairy products, they are growing very fast. Luckily, Sweden are quite self-sustainable. We are 50% self-sustainable compared to Finland. Finland is 70%. So in a way, we do not need to depend on import. But in case of a war, you know, farmer might not be able to plant anything. Another thing you should buy is cooking oil, because Ukraine supply the world, I don't know how many percent, but cooking oil is definitely going to be more expensive in the nearest future. Buy the amount that you need, you know, try to be understanding, because you cannot be selfish. You have to make sure you keep each other alive, because we need each other. You never know when you might need that person. Make sure you have enough medicine for at least 6 months. I just found out this radio is really very useful because you don't have electricity, right? So you need to listen to the radio, because the government will be announcing like important messages. So this radio can be charged by the solar energy, and also in case you are in the basement, you don't have sun, right? You can just lift up this one and then you just wind. When you're winding it, you are actually producing energy. So that will give you battery. And it is very good because you can also charge your phone. When there are energy inside, you can also charge your telephone. It works for my phone, so you have to check. So there is a USB outlet here where you could charge your phone, and also there is a torchlight. That is what you need. Sorry. Alright, so this torchlight is quite powerful. I found this in one of the shops in town. So this is something that you need to get if in case of emergency. If you need to charge your phone because there is no electricity, right? So how are you going to charge your phone? Power bank. Power bank is really, really good. Buy those that are the strongest one you can find and have a few of these. I only got one, so I probably will be getting at least one more. So, you know, I can charge my telephone. Telephone and communication is really very important. Camping kitchen is gone. So yesterday, me and LG, we went to the shop and I have this idea. Hey, you know, we could convert this one, which is a grill starter, into a stove. And how do I do it? Look at, there's a hole, right? And then what we can do is that here we could cut a hole. We could cut a hole, a square hole, so that we can put the tree, you know, the small twigs, wood from the forest, so we don't have to depend on the alcohol, because you can use alcohol to light up a fire to warm up your food or cooking. So, you know, in Sweden we have big forests, so this is a really very good alternative in case you must cook your food and you don't have a stove. So what I plan to do is I'm going to ask LG to cut for me a hole here so that I could put the stick in. And see, my pot could sit right on it, and I could have a lid to heat up my food faster. And if I need to fry something, so I just put my frying pan on top like this, and I can cook very easily. So I think definitely this is in my opinion, I think this is a very practical things in case you cannot find the camping kitchen utensil. So this is one good alternative. It's not very expensive though. It's about 129 crowns. So in Singapore dollars, it's about $20. It's very cheap. If you were to buy a camping kitchen, it easily costs around 100 Singapore dollars. So this might work for you too. I'm really excited, so I'm waiting for LG to cut for me this hole, and I'm going to do a test, and I'm going to keep you informed whether this is a very effective gadget. Alright, if you like this video, give a thumbs up. I hope you enjoy this video. and I'll see you in my next. Take care and stay safe, my friends. Mwah.